Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today I'm going to play with a technique that I'm really not sure about. I've made 3 samples and I don't love any of them. But I tell you guys all the time when you're doing something and you just don't think you love it, push through and see if you like the eventual outcome. So we're going to try. Now, this ATC card I absolutely adore. This is one that Amber made when we were doing samples for our new stamp set. And I love how she stamped the images but didn't color them. And lately, since she did this and I talked about it, these types of cards have been coming up in my feed on Instagram and on Pinterest, and I guess it's because I've noticed them now where I didn't notice them before. And so, what I want to talk to you today about is not coloring, coloring, but not coloring. So, this is one sample that I made, and this is the first one I did. And I'm still not sure about it, but looking at it on camera, I like it better than in person. But this is what I want to do. And I want to challenge you guys. I need some inspiration on this. I think every time I see this project on Pinterest, I fall in love with the way they do this, but I'm not very good at it. So we're going to make one today, but I want you to show me on our customer gallery what you would do with it. Okay. So there's one example. Here's another that I did with this truck. We're going to make 1 or 2 of these today. I'm not sure how many. And then I did one with a flower to try to give myself a different look. And again, I'm not sold on my technique. I'm not very good. But I want to see what you guys do. So let me show you how I did this, and then you play from there. You ever seen those things like you just like them and you're just not that good at them? This is me. I'm not very good at this one. So I'm going to be using a couple stamp sets. One of them is called Patina. It's this set here, and you get a whole lot of different like grungy stamps and backgrounds and things like that. So I'm going to try making some background with that. So I'm going to mix some inks this time. It's probably going to turn out bad again. I don't know what it is. I want this to work, but I'm just not good at this. So I'm going to use Shabby Shutters and one of the images from the Patina set that kind of looks like shredded wheat all piled up. That's what I say it looks like anyway. And I'm just going to pick a spot on the card. Now, the thing that I have noticed when I'm looking at other cards like this on Pinterest is they pick kind of a focal point. You don't do this all over the card. You kind of put it into one main area and you do it kind of heavily, kind of condensed. So when you add your white stamped image on top, it gives it a good background. Okay. Also, I noticed as I was kind of researching, kind of looking around, I like the ones that have less colors in the background. You saw the first one I did was a lot of colors, and I'm like, I don't love that. So I thought maybe I'm just using too many colors. So I started doing 2 colors, and I really liked it. So let's see how this one looks if I just do 2 colors. And I'm just making kind of this broken shape. I don't really want the shape to have any I don't really want it to have a shape. I just want it to feel broken. So there's the first color. And now I'm going to use some pigment ink this time. And I'm going to do a navy color. This color is actually medieval blue. Yeah. And I'm going to use the brick background, which I think the brick adds a lot when you're trying to do this kind of broken look. And so there's that one. And before I go too far, I'm going to bring an image over and just see if that's enough. I think it needs more. One thing I did notice is this straight line looks good with the car, because it kind of gives it a place to land. Let's see what happens if I turn this guy around. See, this is where I always mess up. Oh, I get to this point and then I overdo it. So let's see if I turn this guy around and put a little brick out this way also. I like kind of the open edge of the brick. I think that works. And then if this is here, you see what I'm saying? Now that I kind of like. It feels like it's coming out of a tunnel or something, right? So I kind of like that. And this is where I normally go too far. I'm not going to go too far today. I'm going to stop. I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. But I'm telling you, I'm going to stop here. Now, this will get popped up on foam. And the other thing that I have seen in these types of cards is they put a simple single sentiment on the card. No dimension. It's just a single sentiment. So like, let's ride, or in car years you're a classic, or let the journey begin. Oh, the journey begins. I like that one. Let's do that one. And I've also noticed in some of these projects, they just use just a dark ink for contrast when you're putting your sentiment on. Let me put this up where it's kind of straight so I don't do such a terrible job. All right, and then we're going to put the journey begins right here. Now you might be thinking, I thought you were doing masculine projects this month. I feel like this works great for masculine cards. I feel like this whole kind of distressed, kind of almost grunge feel feels really good for masculine cards, and that's why I wanted to bring it out. But like I said, if you go looking, and I don't know how to search this. I don't know how to tell you to search this because I don't know what this style is. I call it non-coloring. You know what I'm saying? It's like color, but we're not coloring anything. Um, but if you go and kind of look at what other people are doing in this style, it leans to every style of project out there. But I just think it is kind of cool, isn't it? I don't know why. I just really have been enamored by this look. Let me get a card base. So this is just a green A2 card base, and I just scored it just then. And one thing I've also noticed with this style is because we're doing this on a stark white paper, it's a good opportunity to bring some of the ink color to the card base. So see how good when you put a color that complements how it really pops off the page? That seems to be important in this style also. So I'm going to glue this one directly down since I popped up the car. So let me put some glue on the back of this. And I also discovered that when I was first starting trying, I didn't really like all the white, but I think it's because I was over stamping. And I'll show you what I mean. We'll go back to my samples because this one seems to have turned out much better. Isn't that interesting? You know, practice, they say makes perfect. Vince's boss used to say practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. But practice at least gives us knowledge, right? So let's put this one here for a second. And let's go back to the other two I did because I want to talk about those. It's so funny how this one has just kind of gotten me. So the first one I did, and it was all on a white background, but for some reason I didn't feel like the car popped enough. So I went ahead and inked the edges just using my blender brush. And I like how that one turned out. I think the car popped really well, and that's great. And then on the second one, I felt the same way. I thought it just can't be white on white. And that's when I learned I didn't have to ink this if I'd have put it on like a navy card base or even a brown, because that's the two colors I used in the background. I think it would have popped that way. And you can see that in this example, right? So I think this is a good masculine kind of stamping where we can take our stamps and look, you probably have little stamps on other stamp sets that will create shapes. Maybe not bricks and stuff like this if you don't have that particular stamp set, but I think you can play in your stamps and come up with these backgrounds. So now I bet you'll start seeing these. I bet when you're looking around on the internet, you'll start seeing this too, where it's just the focal image done on white cardstock, not colored, and then put on a background that's kind of distressed. I really like it. I wish I was better at it. But here's what I want to hear from you guys. First off, give me a thumbs up for trying something that makes me step out of my comfort zone, number one. And number two, tell me in the comments below, is this your style? Have you been noticing this? Have you tried it? And number three, try it for me. Dig into your stash and try this and see if it doesn't take you out of your comfort zone. And then share it with me on my customer gallery at maymaymadeit.com. I want to see what you guys do with this. Y'all always do better with composition than I do. So I want to see what you do. So I know this was a weird video today, but I really wanted to try this and see if I could get better. And honestly, I think it has gotten better because this is really where I wanted to be. So I'm pretty happy with that card today. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here and allowing me to do something a little different, a little more chatty today. Don't forget to share on the customer gallery so I can see what you guys are doing. And thanks so much for being a part of our masculine June month. We're still going. We got more projects coming for you. Thanks so much, guys. Till next time. Bye-bye.